Welcome to NKTelco Sports. We're here at Sidney High School where the Troy Trojans take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game sponsored by Minster Bank, Schwederman Pharmacy, Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental, West Staff, Hometown Opportunity, Lamb's Insurance Agency, 21st Century Kitchens, American Trim, Carriage Works, Wilson Health, Orthopedic Associates of Southwest Ohio, Kogi Plumbing, NKTelco Sports, and NKTelco Productions, and First National Bank bringing you tonight's game between Troy and Sidney. I'm Dave Helmstetter, and alongside me, Jeff Henshin, and it's a battle of a top-ranked offense in Sidney against a very, very solid defense of Troy with a lot at stake here at Memorial Stadium in Sidney.
Both teams come in top of their North Conference, if you will, the GWAC 2-0. These teams have split the past two meetings. Sidney winning big here in 15. Troy returning the favor last year at Troy with a big win. And one thing you mentioned, that Troy defense, it's been good, especially as of late. They opened up their season with some tough competition against Trotwood Madison and suffered a loss there. And then they also lost to Bellefontaine by 8 points. But their defense has been key. They return a lot of guys on defense to the Trojans, and they're going to be put to test against a very explosive Sidney offense that right now is averaging nearly 43 points a game.
You take a look at the team's record. Sidney 7-0 out of the block for the first time since 1974, unbeaten in league play. Troy 5-2, coming on strong with 4 straight wins, tied with the Yellow Jackets. And the opening kick is away, and the Yellow Jackets will field it. They're at the 24. They'll move it across the 25, as that's Caleb Harris with the football. And he'll be brought down right at the 25, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets.
You mentioned their offense. They're led by a great quarterback, Andre Gordon, who's already thrown 10 touchdowns through the air, and he's keyed with a great elusive back in the backfield, and Isaiah Bowser, who's already rushed for 1,900 yards, broke his own record last week in a game against Tippecanoe. A 71-yard touchdown run to seal the victory, but he has 1,900 rushing yards and 21 rushing touchdowns.
Short pass by Gordon, and it'll take the Yellow Jackets across the 30 as number 80, Ratez Roberts, probably Rogers' favorite receiver, makes the catch.
He leads the team with 16 receptions, now 17, had a big week last week, and read a little bit where he hadn't even played football since junior high. His uncle helped talk him into football this year, his first year of high school football, and he's been a pleasant addition to the Sidney offense.
Bowser gets his first carry of the night, but the Trojans read it quite well, and that'll set up our first third down play of the game. 3rd down and 4 football, resting at the Sidney 31.
Talk about Bowser's excellent rushing career. He's only had one game under 100 yards. That was last year against this Troy Trojan defense. They held him, I believe, to 58 rushing yards. So Troy found an answer last year. They will hope to do the same this year.
Gordon's going to run with it. Quarterback draw. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and the Troy defense
successful
holds Sidney on the first drive of the evening.
Boy, if you're Troy, you want to come out and make a statement. You put your defense on the field first against a high-powered offense. You give up 5 yards and you're going to get the ball back. And, Dave, it's kind of breezy up here where we are sitting. It appears like the wind is blowing from the right to the left, so Sidney will be punting into the wind, so expect Troy maybe to get some real good field position.
Harris's punt is away. It's going to hit at the 39 of Troy, picked up by the Trojans, and they'll move it up towards the 40-yard line. Nice extra effort there by Derek McDonough. He'll get it across the 40, and Troy will have the football at about the 42-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 for Troy. But the Trojans' offense has also been coming around.
It has been, and they do a lot on the ground. They're led by Jaden Culp Bishop, who has just under 1,000 yards. He comes in with 912 yards on the ground, 7 rushing touchdowns. Quarterback is Sam Coleman. They don't throw often, or they only have just over 600 yards of offense through the air. But a lot of ground control, consume the clock, win the time of possession, and let their defense go to work when they have the ball, and so far the defense has done a nice job for the Trojans here in this game, getting a quick 3 and out.
And Colt Bishop will have his first carry of the night, and he'll bring it up to near midfield. Looks like it'll be a gain of 8, and that'll set up a 2nd down and 2. And, of course, on the other side of the football for Sidney, the question all season long has been their defense. Coach Adam Dungus, of course, feels the defense is improving, but the Yellow Jackets definitely known for their offense.
Defense has given up nearly 28 points a game. Now, they did pitch a shutout against West Carrollton a couple weeks ago, Dave. We had that game where the defense gave up some yards but didn't give up a score. But they give up nearly 28 points a game, and that is something that, yeah, but of course, Dave, you give a little bit of credit to the defense. The offense sometimes can score so quickly, and so often you're putting the defense constantly back out on the field, and they've got to, make more, like we said, maybe make more plays than a normal defense would on most teams.
Colt Bishop with the 1st down. Trojans into Sidney territory. Coleman calling the signals. 2 receivers to the right side. That's the way he'll go, but he's going to overthrow his intended receiver, and that'll stop the clock on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard at 9:36. Scoreless battle here in the opening moments. Here on a nice night for football. Sidney and Troy in a battle of leaders in the GWAC North. Colt Bishop will be in the eye, and Trojans will jump. That's number 21, Tucker Askey. It'll be a false start against Troy. And
tough break for the Trojans. That'll move them back behind the original line of scrimmage, if you will. Now out of system with a 2nd and long.
Puts the football at the Troy 47. Same set for Troy. In motion to the left. They're going to run the option to the left. Colt Bishop with it. He's across midfield, still on his feet into Sidney territory. Moves out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it.
Okay, he stepped out
at the 44.
I wonder, he kind of looked like he gave up early. I thought, boy, he could have maybe gotten a few more yards, but must have known himself. He stepped out on the 44, and that'll bring up now a 3rd and much more manageable, but still a 3rd and long, a chance for the defense of the Yellow Jackets to make a play and try to keep it 4th and long if at all possible.
2nd down, 15, football at the Sidney 44. Coleman, he's looking down the middle, way off target. Pass is incomplete.
They had a nice setup there. It looked like they were going to maybe throw a screen out, but Sidney did a nice job kind of watching the receiver come in from the right on a slant pattern and throw a little higher, else would have been very close as Sidney defender right there to make contact, but it falls incomplete. So both defenses, especially the Yellow Jackets, not known maybe for their defense right now, but made a good showing to try to get the ball back now to their offense.
Punt is away. It's going to be fielded at the 10, and that's where Sidney will take over as number 21, Tucker Askey, the in for the Trojans with the punt. And Sidney will have it 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. They'll quickly line up into their offense as Troy's defense gets set. Bowser will stand next to Gordon. Bowser will get the carry. He's across the 15 to about the 19.
Notice on that set that they had Devin Rogers, 6'2", 307-pound player in the backfield.
In motion.
Yeah, in motion. And he's back there again, maybe to help open up or protect either case. A big body there is Rogers.
Bowser will follow Rogers. Going to make it 2nd down.
Should be 3rd down.
3rd down and short. 3rd down in the yard. They'll look to the sidelines. Gordon settles in. He'll take the snap, Going to go to Bowdry,
Fumble.
loses the football. It's on the turf. Troy will get the football on the turnover. So now the tables are turned and Troy has great field position.
Inside the red zone, and just evidently, obviously not a clean handoff, but
Not sure what happened on that. We'll have to take another look at that one. Now we're seeing the end of that one in the wild scramble for the football that goes Troy's way.
unfortunate for that offense, putting their defense in a very difficult situation with the ball on their own 19-yard line.
All right, let's see what Troy does. Better yet, let's see what the Sidney defense does. Football at the 19. Coleman barks the signals. He'll take the football, and Colt Bishop, right side, trying to go deep. Around the 20, he makes the cut and moves it forward to about the 12-yard line. He had to stretch that out and made the cut as the play stretched out in front of him. Nice run.
Definitely has some foot speed, very difficult to contain. As you mentioned, his initial hole here not open. He did it all on his athletic speed here, just picking a different route. Didn't like what he saw there, and a stutter step. Boy, once you get someone to slow down or stop and get their feet stationary, it's tough to pick that up again.
Colt Bishop, he'll power forward. He'll go across the 10-yard line. He'll have should have the first down. 7:41 to go. It'll be first and goal. Football, they're going to mark it at the 8-yard line. Colt Bishop is in the eye, and he'll get the football. He'll go to the right side, cuts inside, and boy, what a hit put on him there.
I believe that was Rogers. He broke through a couple arm tackles in the backfield, maybe for a chance for lost yards there, but boy, Devin Rogers, solid contact.
Yep.
They need a couple more of them as he, not with just the 4 yards to go. It's going to be need 3 successive stands here to keep the Trojans off the board.
2nd down and 4. Back to Coleman. Colt Bishop, boy, he's met again. Number 63? 65, Tony Strayman.
5'11" senior. He came through, as you see there, nice penetration, and well, that's back-to-back stops that Sidney needed and gets.
Great defensive play there by Strayman. In fact, 2 straight great defensive plays by Sidney. Big 3rd down play. Coleman. It's Colt Bishop. Another good defensive play by the Yellow Jackets.
Well, they again had a guy get in there quick.
That was Strayman again in on the stop. Also number 15, Ryan Cagle. Number 13, Tyler Shiflett, all in on the stop. And they're going to try a field goal.
Seiler is the kicker. He's made 3 of his field goal opportunities this season.
Football right at the 15. Kick is up. Long extra point. And it's no good. So the Sidney defense does the job. We'll take a break in action as with 5:34 to go. Sidney nothing, Troy nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Pass is incomplete on the 1st down play by Sidney as they survived thanks to some very, very good defense, Jeff.
Made 3 big stops, all on rushing attempts. Rogers got in there on one. I know he was the number 1, got in there on the first stop, and then I believe it was Strayman, and then Cagle helped slow down any type of offensive threat, and the Trojans then come up missing their first field goal of the season.
Bowser still on his feet with this
Needs
run.
help. Boy.
He's going to use his athletic ability here and somehow gets that football out to almost the 24-yard line.
Gained 3, but ran for probably about 30.
That's the best 3-yard gain I've seen all year.
That went from almost, could have been very much negative 15, negative 18 yards, and he turns it into a positive 3-yard pickup. But tell you what, it's been tough sledding right now for the rushing attempt for Bowser. He's had a handful. The defense has been right in his face. That should be 5
Troy
free
will
ones.
Jump. So it'll be an offside for Troy. That's their second penalty of the quarter.
Well, that's a big penalty. That went from 3rd and 6 now down to 3rd and 1, and going to call on your offensive line to do what they can to get 3 feet. Nice play, fake.
Here comes Gordon. What a fake. He's
What a
across
run.
midfield, still on his feet, cuts back, and he'll go down. It
ground
loses
cause.
the football, but I think the ball will be ruled down at the Troy 49. Boy, what a run, what a fake, and what a run by Gordon.
22 yards on the carry, and yes, I believe everybody in the stadium felt it was going to Bowser, and Gordon did a nice job of pulling it back and using the speed to get outside, and then more importantly, not only get the first down, which he did easily, but get 22 yards total on that rushing attempt.
1st and 10, Sidney. Gordon, he's going to throw it down the middle, and it's caught at the 36. That'll be by number 4, Darren Taborn. Another Sidney first down, and they want to keep the chains moving.
Taborn, his 12th catch on the season. He came in with 2 touchdowns receiving, has 117 yards, and a nice throw, a nice catch where no one else but Taborn could get it. Another first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Gordon looks to the sideline. He's got the play. 3 receivers to the left side. That's the way Bowser goes. Short gain on the play.
Troy did a nice job reading that screen, and Harris, not much he could do. No yards after catch for him, just a yard gain.
Caleb Harris, number 11. 2nd down and 8. Football just inside the 35. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the short side. Bowser goes to the short side. Troy, they read the rush.
Well, they
do it quite well.
Did a nice job. They had, not for sure who slid in there first. That slowed Bowser up, and next thing you know, there are 2 or 3 other white-shirted Trojans past the line of scrimmage. Take another look at it here. Just watch. Initial Trojan gets through there, and it really messes everything up. And basically no room for Bowser to get to. And again, the defensive line returns a lot of players that made honors last year in the conference.
Gordon's going to roll to his right, looking long, throwing
dangerous.
long. Dangerous is right. Intercepted by Troy at the 9-yard line. Here comes the return across the 30 to about the 35. And Gordon put the football up, but there was a lot of red and white.
Threw it high, threw it across his body, and threw it into triple coverage. Just one of those balls, as soon as he let go of it, I'm pretty sure he wished he had a yo-yo string on. He wanted to bring it back and obviously felt he had a receiver, but boy, the high throw just got hung up by the wind, and a lot of Trojan defenders back to the game's 2nd turnover.
And that means it's 1st and 10, football at the 36 for Troy. They're going to try around the left side to the 40. Still on his feet, knocked out of bounds.
Good stiff arm by Culp Bishop. Is again, not only quick, but boy, uses that arm well to gain another, basically fend off a would-be tackler. Another strong first down gain, and they're going to give him a first down, so give Bishop, or Colt Bishop, another 10 yards rushing. He's had a nice first quarter.
Football at the 47.
Reminder, Colt Bishop comes in with 912 rushing yards on the year, 7 rushing touchdowns.
He'll get the football again, straight ahead, across the 50 to about the 47 for Sidney.
Nice pickup, though, about 5 yards. So, again, Troy has been successful on moving the ball. Had great field position last drive, Dave. Started inside the 20 at 19, got it down to the 4, but that's where the Yellow Jackets defense really tightened up and forced a field goal attempt that was missed.
Colt Bishop, he's going to try to go to outside. Across midfield, there's a penalty marker.
They will call the block. I'm pretty sure there was a, looked like it was, I thought maybe the Trojan offensive player got out of the way, but maybe there was contact. So see once if it's an illegal block.
Illegal block to the back. That'll go against Troy. Sidney's had 2 big turnovers. Troy's had 3 unfortunate penalties. Untimely penalties, I guess you could say.
Yeah, this would be a big one. This is 15 yards. But Sidney that time, though, got in the backfield and, stretched it out. Couldn't get the tackle for a loss, but the penalty keeps it still second down, but now second down, and
that's
25.
Every bit of 12. Let's see. Second down, 10.
Ball's
Let's
on the
call
30.
it 17. 5.
Yeah, you're right.
About 17. Second down and 17. Coleman, he's going to throw it.
Open.
Pass is caught.
Nice
Still
move.
on his feet. Number 16 for the Trojans across the 40 to about the 35, and that's Matt McGilvery. McGilvery, the Trojans' leading receiver, makes the catch, and Troy has the first down. Take another look at that one.
He's open on the left side. He right there catches his 20th catch. There's a nice spin move right there. Not only gets around a tackle, but big yards after that. His 20th catch. He has 1 receiving touchdown on the year, but came into tonight's game with 232 yards receiving on 19 receptions.
Handoff right side. This is Sam Jackson. Newcomer into the backfield for Troy.
Jackson on the season, 179 rushing yards. What's not a lot of rushing yards for Sam Jackson, number 5, but he does actually leads the team in rushing touchdowns with 9 rushing touchdowns. So a little bit of change of pace there.
Colt Bishop is back in the lineup.
Sam Jackson, 6 feet, 211 pounds.
Toss the end zone. It's caught. Going to be near. I don't know if they're going to give it to him or not. Could be down about the 1-yard line.
Boy, nice pass. Kind of a touch pass, threw it over the defenders. A 25-yard catch for number 84, Spencer Kloffenstein.
Kloppenstein with the catch. And the football will be at the 1-yard line. So Coleman's pass to Kloppenstein is complete. Colt Bishop looking for the end zone. They're going to rule him just shy of the end zone. So one more time, Sidney's defense holds Troy out of the end zone.
Doesn't need a lot, but didn't get very much right there. And can Sidney repeat this? And that's a tough task at hand with a running back such as Jaden Colt Bishop in the backfield. And again, Sam Jackson, number 5, who's in the backfield now, leads the Trojans with 9 rushing touchdowns on the season.
And we've got a whistle. First quarter ends. We've got a good one. Troy nothing, Sidney nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Well, the first play of the second quarter of a scoreless battle is Sidney in precarious position. Troy with the football at a half a yard away from the end zone.
And remember, they had Sam Jackson, number 5, in the backfield at quarter break. He is back in to start the quarter, 6 feet, 211-pound running back.
And the Yellow Jackets will jump.
Move it up a couple inches. That's just about it.
Still remains second down, but the football gets a little closer. There you see it. Coleman, number 10, the quarterback. Jackson stands next to him. Jackson in the end zone for the touchdown. And the bigger running back, number 5, Jackson, has the first score of the evening here in this battle between Sidney and Troy for the GWOC North League lead, and Troy is up 6-0.
Kind of what we anticipated, knowing the stats that he leads the team in rushing touchdowns, not necessarily yards, but maybe a more power back with his size, able to score the game's first points, and all set up with a nice 25-yard pass and catch from Coleman to Kluffenstein.
Seiler will kick the extra point. Kick is up.
Line drive.
It's good. He lined it home. So our score here on NKTelco Sports, it's Troy 7, Sidney nothing. Take a look at the touchdown run, and we'll be back right after this.
Minster Dental Care continues to offer advanced dental technology in a state-of-the-art facility. Our professional team offers experience in general dentistry and orthodontics, including services such as CERA and wireline orthodontics. Board-certified pediatric dentist Dr. Philip Slonkowski ensures our littlest patients have a positive, safe, and a comfortable experience. We are unconditionally committed to excellence in everything we do.
Well, we've got 2 interceptions. Well,
say we're back. We're back with 2 seconds gone in the second quarter. Troy will kick it off to Sidney. Troy's up 7-0 after the line drive extra point kick by Seiler. And talking a little bit about turnovers, and Sidney's got a couple of them here in the first quarter of play, which is, I would think, unusual for them.
Yeah, the second interception, actually, the first one was in the red zone, and they dodged a bullet there with a missed field goal by Troy. The second one, the interception thrown, just a second interception thrown on the season by Gordon.
And the short kick is going to be fielded by the Yellow Jackets, but they'll step out of bounds as number 37, Christian Redder.
Last possession, Yellow Jackets moved the ball, had to make some big plays, got a 22-yard run by the quarterback, Andre Gordon, to really help them move down the field. But boy, again, Troy was in the backfield really creating havoc for the running game. Got some nice passing done, hit a big pass play to, can't remember the wide receiver now, but that helped. But then the turnover, the ill-advised, when he was under pressure, Gordon threw a second pick of the season, and that's one where the Troy took over, then actually drove down the field to get the game's first score.
It'll be Bowser. He'll go around the right side, try and turn it back up, and he'll power forward to about the 30-yard line. Looks like a gain of about 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7. There you see Bowser, number 2. Take a look at it one more time. Cuts back. Gets to near the 30-yard line.
Taborn was the receiver I was thinking of in that last drive. Had a nice pass across the middle, down at, made a kind of a sliding catch, and we'll see once if Sidney can kind of get both sides of both the rushing and the passing game in effect here. They have the wind at their back. I mentioned that earlier. It's blowing from the right to the left. Up here, it's a little bit breezy. Down there, I'm sure it might have some effect, but the wind is definitely with the Yellow Jackets in this quarter.
Gordon, he'll keep the football, and he should have the first down. So Sidney on the drive with the football going to the 38-yard line.
About an 8-yard pickup there for Gordon. He comes in as the team's second leading rusher. Obviously, Bowser came into the game at 1,900 yards. Gordon now over 400 rushing yards on the season to go along with 6 rushing touchdowns. He's had some big carries so far here in this first half.
Gordon settles in. He'll take the football. He's going to throw it. Scrambles to his left. Under pressure, he'll throw it. Its pass is deflected.
Good play by the tight end or the linebacker, Spencer Kloffenstein. He had the big catch on offense to get him down to the 1-yard line in the end of the first quarter. This time a big hands up defense. He's 6 feet 4 inches tall. So a tall defender, and then when arms went up, did a nice job knocking down the ball.
That'll make it 2nd down and 10. Football still at the 38. Taborn to the left side. Bowser next to Gordon. They're going to go to the left side. Stopped there by number 23, Shane Shoup. Number 23 with the tackle on Bowser.
Nice penetration by Shoup. 5 feet 6 inches. 174-pound junior upends the ball carrier. Good defensive stop and brings up a 3rd and long now for the Sidney offense.
Once again, Gordon will take the snap. He'll go straight back, look down the field. Wants to run, but he's under pressure, and he'll be sacked.
I think he got rid of it before the sack. I don't know if he was down. He had a receiver out to the flank, Taborn, and I don't know if his knee ever went down, so he'll avoid some lost yards on the sack, but it does bring up 4th down.
Number 36, Joe Schricker for Troy in on the, putting the heat on Gordon.
Yeah, there was nearly a sack, and he does get rid of it. Fortunately, able to throw it out of bounds.
So Sidney will be forced to punt it away. Nice high kick. Fielded at the 30. It's dropped, and Sidney will immediately drop the Troy receiver. That was Darren Taborn with the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. So football will be at the 28-yard line.
Derek McDonough, the returner, luckily to recover that back. That's something maybe the Yellow Jackets could use now, is a turnover by the Trojans, give them a little bit of life, and especially down there near the red zone, because as we've seen here in the first 3 or so possessions, I believe the Troy defense is for real. I mean, they're all what they've been advertised, and it's no surprise. Coach Dungeons knew coming into this game their defense is good and would be a definite test for the offense.
Colt Bishop, he'll get across the 30 and push it to about the 33. Number 3, Joshua Harlett in on the stop for Sidney. Call it 2nd down and 6. Colt Bishop in the backfield. Coleman take the snap. Yellow Jackets jump off sides. Just that little
mistake there, and
off cadence kind of call by the quarterback, slapping his hands, and that draws Sidney off sides.
Matt Bergbacher, the coach on the other side for the Troy Trojans. It's probably his 2nd or 3rd season there. He'd been at Fort Loramie before that. But his team has been well prepared. He's take a look there at Coach Bergbacher. Not for sure what he is challenging unless there's a 5-yard penalty. They want a measurement, I believe, is what he's asking for.
He thinks he has the first down, I think. Well, looks like a...
I don't recall where didn't really pay attention. I didn't think the penalty was going to give them a first down. I thought of that. Yeah.
Just a little bit short, but there's a discussion, as you can see.
Second down on the marker, third down on the scoreboard. So I'm getting a little second down. Yeah, you're right.
Second down and short. Could be a free play here.
It is second down. And you're right, just not a definite play here where you're the Troy Trojans. You can push forward to try to get the sure first down or maybe take a strike downfield with everyone for the Yellow Jackets nestled up on the line of scrimmage.
Coleman, Culp Bishop, going to be stopped by Devon Rogers.
You know, we've seen number 1 on offense in the backfield, and we see him there making a big stop. It is a first down. Of course, he didn't need much, and he got just enough, but Rogers, a 6'2", 307-pound lineman, made the stop, but not after the first down.
So it's 1st and 10 for Troy. 3 receivers to the right side. Culp Bishop, the lone back. Coleman's going to throw it to Culp Bishop. He's at the 40, 45, cross midfield. He's got running room. He's at the 20. He'll be brought down at about the inside the 15-yard line. And that was a game-saving touchdown.
About a 50-yard, well-designed play as they let the line come through and just threw it out to the area where everyone had vacated. And we talked about off air, Dave, how he's not real big.
He's fast.
5'10", 168 pounds, and luckily able to stop him. But about a 50-yard gain on the ground for Jaden Culp Bishop.
Darren Taborn with the tackle that saved the touchdown. He'll move it forward again. Of course, this is where Sidney's defense has played their best football here tonight, right here in this kind of situation. But the big play by Culp Bishop sets it up as Jackson is in the backfield, giving Culp Bishop a break. Jackson, the bigger back, he'll go to the right side. He'll get it to about the 10-yard line.
Good stop by the defensive line, holding Jackson to very little.
So that's going to make it 3rd down and 7. So Troy's got to get to about the 3-yard line for the first down. There you see the Troy sideline. Coleman, Jackson, boy, a host of Yellow Jackets.
Kegel in there as well as Landon Johnson, 15 and 17 on your roster, and big plays back to back. Brings up 4th and long, and see once if they will try another field goal attempt.
Not successful the first time.
Ball is on the 12-yard line, gives 7 for the snap. That puts them on the 19, 10 for the end zone, so 29-yard field goal attempt with.
Well, wind's not as bad as it once was, but let's see if Seiler can kick it through. Snap is there, kick is up. And it's good. 7:33 to go here in the first half of play. Troy 10, Sidney nothing. We'll be back here on NKTelco Sports right after this.
As a business owner, do you find yourself reviewing too many applications, or are you the job seeker filling out dozens of applications in an attempt to find employment? West Staff has been bridging the gap between employers and employees since 1988. Jobs range from manufacturing and clerical to specialized fields such as quality control and engineering. West Staff has the ability to operate as your company's entire HR department or simply payroll employees on a temp to hire basis. West Staff, your partner in business.
Back here at Sidney, Yellow Jackets looking at a 10-0 deficit. That's something that has been a rather unusual occurrence in this season where they've started 7-0. Troy will kick it off, and Jeff, we need to get some offense from the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, we talked about the high octane offense coming into the contest, and you mentioned being behind by 10. I'm not real sure if they're, I think there was a game earlier in the year they were down by double digits and came back, but they've had their share of close games, and you almost want to call them the cardiac kids. They've won 5 games by about a total of 30 points. So games they've won by 7, 9, 7, 1, and 7 points. So what is most surprising is that they're scoreless a quarter and a half into this contest.
And a return will come back to the 22, so they'll start from the 22-yard line as Caleb Harris with the return.
The offense has been held in control. I can think of maybe one decent drive that they've put some first downs together, Dave, and under pressure, that's when they threw the interception. And see if they can kind of settle down. They're definitely still in this ball game. A lot of time left, but boy, you sure like your offense. Almost your pride and joy of the season so far to start clicking. But again, it was not a surprise. We knew Troy would be dominant and very difficult on defense.
Gordon is going to throw it long across the middle, and it's incomplete.
Rottez Roberts.
Just so ever so close, right off his fingertips.
And that was a nice thrown ball, the wind behind his back. And I'm guessing 9 times out of 10, Roberts comes down with the catch. And yes, then the rest we won't know about, but definitely would have had a shot to score.
Would have been close. He definitely had the step on the Troy defender.
I like the idea. You throw it deep. You maybe now force a defense to kind of back off the line of scrimmage. Even if they're going to close quickly, maybe give them more ground to close on and give your running backs a little bit more time to break through the front surge if they can.
Bowser, he'll just fall on it.
He just simply dropped it. I'm sure with that pressure that he has seen so far in the backfield, it's been rough for Bowser this game. And he's been under so much pressure, I'm sure he wants to try to get it as quick as he can, find a hole and make a play. Already, I think you kind of see his chin come up like he's already looking, anticipating a Trojan defender there. And that's something he probably has not had to worry about much this year. He's probably been able to get through, through the line before even being touched. Not so much so far tonight.
3rd down and 16. 3 receivers to the right.
Why would the clock be stopped? Oh, there it goes. Jumping on us. There, 6:51. It's counting. Well, no, now it's stopped.
Clock shouldn't be stopped.
It's like it's going every 3 seconds. All right.
Is.
Under pressure.
Gordon rolling right, looking along, cross the middle. Completed. They'll step out of bounds.
Nice comeback for Roberts.
45.
Nice job for number 80, Rottez Roberts. Dropped that big catch attempt earlier, Dave, but did a nice job. He found a gap where Gordon could get him in the ball while he was scrambling. Didn't give up.
You can see it. Gordon, boy, what a great athlete Gordon is. Nice throw across the middle.
And wide open was number 80. Defensively, he found an island to land, and he was able to make the catch. Nice ball
Gordon,
fake.
He'll go to the right side, has the first
Penalty.
down and more. Penalty will.
Well, that was thrown about a 30-yard. The referee probably chucked that marker a good 20 yards. He saw something, probably a block around the 40-yard line or a hole.
Usually not good on the offense. Football got to the 47, but Yellow Jackets are looking at a penalty.
That'll be from the spot, so probably will result in about a 5-yard mark off behind the original line of scrimmage. 10 yards from the spot.
Football going to take it back to about the 31-yard line.
Well, Gordon has done a lot. Now that play doesn't count, it gets called back, but he's been the offensive threat, especially on the ground today, using his speed to make plays, good play action or good ball movement where he's been able to shield it or protect it and scamper for some good yards.
Be first down and 14. Gordon looks to the sidelines for the signals. 3 receivers on the short side, 1 to the wide side. Gordon will go to the short side. Pass incomplete.
Aaron Rodgers. Devin Rodgers, the intended receiver. Again, that's a big target. 6'2", 307 pounds.
I'd like to see him get the football.
Yeah, I would like to see someone try to tackle him. He does have 1 catch on the season for 7 yards.
There you see him, number 1.
And probably one of those things where they expect him to stay in the backfield, so no one would have picked him up as he came out. Unable to make the catch, though.
This time Bowser gets the call. Straight ahead he goes.
Just
Gonna
not
be short of that first down, though.
Well, that's the line. That's not. There's 2 lines to get, Dave. That's.
Oh, wait a minute. What am I saying? He's got 12 more to go.
Yeah, they're out of system right now. That penalty marked it back, and then again, tough running right now for Bowser. We'll get stats at halftime, but I'm guessing he's going to have close to 15 carries for about 30 yards.
Gordon with the football. He'll go to his left. He'll set and he throws long. It's going to be short and almost intercepted again, but it'll be incomplete this time.
Kelton Stockton, number 6, 6-foot senior, the intended receiver, and that time it was underthrown. And again, I like that. Even though it's incomplete, you throw it deep. If if it's intercepted and you make the tackle, it turns out to be almost like a punt. They've been having trouble running the ball. By throwing it deep, again, you keep some of those guys off that line of scrimmage, and maybe the next time can create a hole. It is blocked.
It is blocked. Great pressure by the Troy defensive line. Sidney defender picks it up. He'll carry it to his number 37, Redder. He'll take it at about the 30, but nonetheless, it's trouble. There you see the punt.
Either 32 or 23.
Or both.
Yeah, Shane Shoup, 23, number 32, Garrett Jones in on the pressure, and basically almost a turnover, if you will. I mean, it's going to give the Troy Trojans excellent field position on the 30-yard line. So Sidney has turned it over on a fumble, an interception, now a blocked punt.
And it's funny, Troy's coach indicated that in a tight game, as always, special teams could be the difference as they go with a touchdown, but Coleman's pass is too long, and it's incomplete.
McGillivray, the intended receiver, has just overthrown, but McGillivray had a step, just couldn't come up with the pass, and where again, Sidney's defense has got to feel the pressure now. Your offense hasn't been able to do much. A touchdown here makes it a 3-score game in the first half. You come up with a penalty, or I should say a turnover now would be key.
Coleman, call Bishop. He'll go across the 25. See where they mark it. They mark it at the 24. That'll make it 3rd down and about 4. Troy at the line of scrimmage. Now the left side, looking for the turn the corner, and he does. Number 16, McGillivray.
Kind of a two-handed handoff, snap a little high, and Coleman just kind of two-hand pushed it right towards McGillivray, and he ran it for the first down. It's his second rushing attempt on the season. So a successful one gives his team a new set of downs, and Troy, who started the game kicking off, Dave, score here, and if you go to halftime with not a lot of time on the clock for the Sidney offense to do much, Troy's gonna get the ball right back to start the 3rd quarter.
Call Bishop, he's going to the left side, and he'll get to about the 16. Just the line play for Troy is just so very good here in the first half, both on offense and defense. Colt Bishop just straight ahead.
And really no contact until he's at or past the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 8, pickup of 2. Sidney bringing the house. He'll go to the right side as Colt Bishop. He'll get to about the 9 before he's run out of bounds.
It appeared he was going to get stopped, but boy, he is quick. He's able to get around the edge and turn a loss on the play, if you will, into a positive gain, and brings up a very short 3rd and 3 feet.
3:59 to go. 10-0 Troy over Sidney. 3rd down and short. Coleman, number 10. Jackson is in the backfield, and we've got a whistle and a timeout. Troy will take a timeout. Our score, Troy 10, Sidney nothing. We'll be back right after this.
We knew that we could use hometown opportunity as an avenue to reach out to people, not just in this community, but across the state.
Hometown opportunity was my saving grace, honestly.
We viewed it as a great resource for us to get the word out about our company.
I saw all the commercials, billboards, and I thought, just give it a shot, why not? And they offered me a photography job on the spot, which was thrilling because I've been searching for months.
The Hometown Opportunity website definitely makes that connection.
For over 27 years, the knowledgeable, reliable, and experienced staff at Lamb's Insurance Agency has been providing superior auto and home insurance to the people of West Central Ohio and Indiana. The team's understanding of the agricultural community and farming operations is second to none. We support the local communities because we are, well, local. If you are looking for excellent claim service, stop by or call today for your quote. Lamb's Insurance Agency, representing Ohio Mutual Insurance Group.
Troy takes the timeout to review the play at hand. It's 3rd down and short, a big play. Football resting at the 9-yard line. Jackson, the larger back, will be in the backfield. Kloppenstein, the end to the right.
Raske out on the left. Raske.
Coleman. Jackson. 1st down, Troy.
Didn't get it by much, but got it by enough. And clock will continue to run, Dave. And again, this is a difficult situation for the Sidney defense. And take another look at it here. Is Jackson, the bigger back, as you mentioned.
He's number 5.
Tough to bring down with an arm tackle and able to just use his size to muscle forward.
Seth Klingler with the stop, number 14 for Sidney, but the clock continues to count on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Good play by Rogers, can't quite get him.
He'll go out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
I think Townsend actually ends up with the tackle out of bounds, but boy, Rogers got in there quick. Would have been nice to see Rogers be able to wrap up the running back, not able to do so.
Well, he must have stayed inbounds as the clock's continuing to count. So it's 2nd and 5. Troy right now in control of this one, especially with this short yardage situation. Jackson is going to power his way to just shy of the end zone.
He's going to have 6 inches to go with a 3rd down and 1. So it's 3rd and goal, but Jackson always falls forward. It's rare that we've seen him be able to get stopped. And he does, as we mentioned earlier, stay in the backfield. I expect him to get the handoff from Coleman.
Clock approaching 2 minutes to go, first half. There goes Jackson. He's in the end zone. And Troy goes up 16-0.
Another 1-yard run. His 2nd of the game, his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. So they've got kind of like lightning and thunder with Culp, Bishop, the more elusive back, and Jackson, the one that gets the touchdown, but able to run through a lot of would-be defenders and been very successful. As I mentioned, 11 rushing touchdowns now in the season for Sam Jackson.
Extra point kick by Seiler. It's good. So our score, Troy 17, Sidney nothing. We'll be back right after this.
At 21st Century Kitchens, we know that every home has a style to go with it. From first-time homebuyers to families with the pitter-patter of little feet to teenagers taking over the kitchen, 21st Century has what you want, customizing the style, layout, and price point to fit your budget. Kitchens by Craftmade and quality cabinets, countertops by Wilson Art and Cambria, along with availability of granite, marble, and wood.
See what's in store behind the yellow door for your 21st Century Kitchen.
Troy will kick it off as they've upped the lead to 17-0 with 2:14 to go. And boy, we're just talking a little bit about line play. And first half here at Troy, they're kind of the unsung kind of guys that are in the trenches, but for the Trojans, they played very well here in the first half.
Yeah, I'd say on both sides, the defensive line has been very stout, creating a lot of pressure, stopping the run game for the most part. And the offensive line is really good, giving their quarterback good protection. They've pushed forward. You take away that one first and goal they had where Sidney was able to get in there and make some great plays. Other than that, it's been falling forward for the Trojans for positive yards, and they've taken advantage. They have not turned the ball over yet, so.
Sidney with the football on the kickoff return. They'll get it to the 18, and once again, the Yellow Jackets not with the greatest of field position, but let's see what they can do with a little over 2 minutes to go. And boy, any kind of offense or any kind of score here would be huge for Sidney.
I agree. Now that's easier said than done. You can't just wiggle your nose and make it a touchdown up here. It's been tough for the first 20 minutes of this, 22 minutes of this first half, and if you could get a score in that, I think would be a great benefit going to halftime.
Gordon will drop back. He'll get it to Bowser. Bowser, he'll try to move it upfield, but he'll be pushed out of bounds at about the 20. We saw that play early in the year against West Carrollton go for a touchdown.
Yeah. When it gets out of bounds, short gain, at least the clock is stopped. Don't need it all in one play. They do have 2 timeouts left and plenty of time to get down the field, but need to make consistent, positive plays.
Gordon, he'll complete the pass to about the 38.
Harris, the receiver, and again, first down, clock stops for the chains to move, but you don't need 80 yards at once. Dip and dime, take what you can get, make the safe throw, catch, and just let your rhythm kind of get moving here and let your offense start clicking.
Gordon, he's being chased. Boy, is he. He's got 5 guys on him. He'll throw it upfield. It's
Get out
caught.
of bounds. Whoa, that's a hit.
A nice hit as Bowser will make the catch, and they'll gain about 3 yards or so on the play maybe.
John Werkamp, number 33, applied the hit on Bowser. Notice I said the word hit. He didn't tackle him, and that's what I don't like. Go up and wrap him. He hit. Bowser able to stay, unfortunately, maybe in bounds. There's still plenty of time left, but give credit to Gordon, who kept the play alive. Overthrows the would-be receiver there, but boy, Gordon
wide open.
Back here in that last play, he was
being chased.
Yes, and he was coming this way, which is thrown against your body. I believe his shirt was even being pulled when he threw it. And then made a nice catch, but clock stops here, brings up 3rd and 6.
Football will be right at the 40-yard line. As Yellow Jackets get their receivers in. Gordon looks to the sideline. Need 6 for that first down. 3 receivers to the right side.
Big
Gordon
play.
Straight back, down the middle.
Behind.
Pass is incomplete. That was intended for Hudgens.
Josiah Hudgens, yes, the intended receiver. And that's why it was important to get a first down, because at 4th down, you're not going to go for it. on this side of the 50-yard line. So it looked like for a moment there, Dave, the Yellow Jackets were going to get in rhythm a little bit, get some positive yards, and got a couple catches and even escaped, near disaster. But the following 2 attempts both fall incomplete.
And Sidney will hope to kick this one away uneventfully. And
Last
they do.
one was blocked, so that time a lot less pressure. And Troy's going to let the ball bounce, and
it's going to go to the 24-yard line of Troy, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Troy with 1:03 to go.
Again, Troy will get the opening kickoff of the second half. They kicked off to start the game, so we'll see once kind of what Coach Bergbacher will do. And the Yellow Jackets of Sidney down to, well, they do have 3 timeouts left, Dave. The Yellow Jackets do, so not real sure. It probably depends here on first down what type of offense is gained or lost, whether or not Sidney will burn a timeout.
Colt Bishop will be in the backfield this time. 2 receivers to each side. Colt Bishop on the sweep.
Goes out of bounds. Thank you for that. Maybe that'll stop the clock. And now if Sidney can get 2 more stops, they'll definitely have some time left to try to get a score before halftime.
57 seconds left. Coleman looks to the sidelines. He's number 10, the quarterback for Troy. Colt Bishop got an opening across the 40, 45, midfield, near the 40-yard line of Sidney, and suddenly Troy's beginning to drive again. Boy, what a nice run again by Colt Bishop, and that speed and his moves, and gets into the open field, and football is now at the Sidney 41.
And close to a 35-yard run by Colt Bishop. And if Sidney had any hopes of trying to get the ball back this half, I would say that's been squelched. And boy, Troy now is on the verge of a couple big plays here. They could be knocking on the door for maybe even a field goal attempt with 2 timeouts left. Intercepted.
Pass is intercepted. He went down the middle. This time it goes the Yellow Jackets' way, number 11, Caleb Harris.
Well, Harris sealed the victory last Thursday night against Tippecanoe with an interception late in the game to seal the 7-point win. Take another look at it.
Good pressure by the Yellow Jackets, and Harris just steps right in front of the pass for the interception. It's at the 27, 43 seconds to go. Sidney down by 17, so Rogers takes the snap straight back. He's going to run it right up the middle. Across the 30, 35.
Fumble.
Loses the football. It's on the field. Picked up by Troy. They'll return it. He's at the 20. Pushing forward to about the 14. Let's get a number on that one. It's like number 3. Zach Boyer. Zach Boyer, number 3.
Again, if I remember right, the ball kind of came out, I'd say, on its own, wouldn't you, Dave, as far as the fumble? I mean, I was watching it, and they returned it almost 20 yards, but boy, a 3rd turnover, and that gives them the end results inside the red zone. So back-to-back turnovers for each team, and Troy with 2 timeouts and 28 seconds left.
Football's at the 19. Colt Bishop's in the backfield. Clock is stopped at 28 seconds, but Troy's got a couple of timeouts. Bishop, he's going left side. Going to try and turn that corner. He'll get to the 15. They're just shy of the 15. They'll take a timeout. We'll take a timeout or score. Troy 17, Sidney nothing. We'll be back after this.
Brand presence is everything. Is it time to create a video that promotes your business? NKTelco has a solution with NKT Productions. NKT Productions can create a national caliber commercial or video specifically to your business needs and demographics. Utilize NKTelco ad insertion and your video is made available to 6,000 plus subscribers in 8 local communities on 23 major networks. Take advantage of the overwhelming traffic that video gets. Visit nktelco.net for more information.
Troy takes a timeout. They've got one remaining and got the big 17-point lead in 21 seconds. And
yeah, score before half here could really put the dampers on the Yellow Jackets going into halftime. And boy, just a sloppy game for the black and yellow tonight. 3 turnovers, and offense just has not been able to get in rhythm. And it seems like when they're about ready to break out, a turnover happens. So the defense is going to try to do their best here. There's a little two-hand touch pass.
McGilvery.
Again.
He'll try and get it to the 10, but he steps out of bounds.
Nope.
Well, nope, he didn't step out of bounds.
Evidently, he went out. If you go out laterally or backwards, I think they won't stop the clock. You have to go out of bounds. I think it's pretty touchy. I would have ruled him out of bounds. Take him to look at it here. He goes out of bounds somewhat on his own, and if you there's a contact, and because he went out sideways, if you will, they rule point of forward progress was stopped in bounds.
I'd like to remind you that tonight's game being brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental, West Staff, Hometown Opportunity, Lamb's Insurance Agency, 21st Century Kitchens, American Trim, Carriage Works, Wilson Health, Orthopedic Institute of Southwest Ohio, Kogi Plumbing, Minster Bank, Schwieterman's Pharmacy, NKT Productions, and NKTelco Sports bring you tonight's game. NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are also pleased to bring you replays of high school boys football on Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Friday, October the 13th at 11 p.m. and Tuesday, October the 17th at 7 p.m. And you can also watch the games on demand at nktelco.net. And on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, it's Troy 17, Sidney nothing. 11 seconds remain.
No timeout. So that little play there where McGilvery didn't go out forward, he kind of went out sideways. Could maybe, I won't say hurt the Trojans, but kind of limits what they need to do here with it being 3rd down and no timeouts. You definitely don't want to get stopped in bounds.
Receiver in motion left. They're going over the middle. Dangerous pass. It's going to go down at the 1. They will have the first down. The clock is counting. Well,
it'll stop for the first down mark, and then they'll have plenty of time to spike it. So it hasn't even started yet. And there it does, and there's plenty of time left.
5 seconds, so they'll be able to decide what they want to do.
Okay, will that be a 10-second runoff? Nope. Sometimes when the clock is moving and there's a penalty on offense, there's a runoff. I don't know. Maybe because the clock was live, and I thought there was a penalty on offense. There was like a mandatory 10-second runoff. Maybe not.
And reset the clock to 6 seconds.
Maybe that's I don't know. Well, they're going to give them a chance here. There's plenty of time to spike it.
And they do it.
Rogers almost caught it.
So what'd they do? Call a penalty?
Well, the first time, yes, Troy wasn't set, so they illegal,
penalty.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought with it being, that's almost like cheating, if you will. You can't, I'm not for sure. I know there's a runoff when the clock is live, which it was. They got a first down. The clock really never stopped. And then when there's offensive penalty, I thought there would be a runoff. But nonetheless, here they're going to have a chance for
a field goal, not a.
What, a 24-yard field goal attempt.
Seiler will try another field goal. Kicked one earlier. See if he can make it 2 out of 3. Kick is up, a line drive.
Upright.
Hit the upright and went through. Field goal is good with 2 seconds left on the clock. Our score now is Troy 20, Sidney nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Carriage Works has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. Carriage Works thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology, CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Troy will kick it off, but the last minute of play here in the first half has been kind of a disaster for Sidney, as the Troy Trojans are now in the lead at 20-0.
Yeah, they've scored 10 points in the past basically 2 minutes of action, and Sidney caused their first turnover of the game, but then gave it back after a big run, and really have no chance here with just 2 seconds to go, and they will go to halftime trailing 20-0, and then Troy will have the ball to come out in the third quarter. So going to be a real test to see once how these players for Sidney bounce back, and obviously their largest deficit of the season.
Kick is away, and this should be the final play of the first half of action here at Sidney, and it is. And there you see the sad but true tale here in the first half. Troy 20, Sidney nothing. We will be back right after this.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
NKTelco Sports. More than 140 local high school and college games. Football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, and soccer. Support your local team with NKTelco Sports and promote your business to 250,000 households in Northwest Ohio. Call 1-888-NKTelco and get in the game.
I happened to pivot wrong and hurt my knee. I ended up tearing my ACL. It hit me pretty hard because I love playing lacrosse. I met my surgeon and he made me feel confident about being able to get back into playing lacrosse. They always just took such good care of me, and they really were confident in what they were doing, which made me feel confident that I would be able to get back to playing lacrosse.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Halftime here at Sidney Memorial Stadium. Sidney Yellow Jackets find themselves trailing 20-0 against Troy, and in a first half that the Trojans clearly dominated, and as we had said, offensively and on the defensive lines, the advantage was to Troy, and the Yellow Jackets never were really able to get on track, Jeff.
No, they weren't. The defense for Troy very solid, and really both sides of the line, we talked about that offensively and defensively for Troy. They've just dominated, and so far Troy in the first half, 130 passing yards compared to just 60 passing yards for Sidney, so not an advantage there for the for the Trojans, and just overall dominance right now. And the defense for Sidney held up one time at first and goal, but boy, they were put in those situations a lot and just held them to field goals, if anything. They kicked 2 field goals, so I mean, it could be worse. You're down 3 scores, you got some time, so maybe those field goals will come back to haunt the Trojans if it comes into that, if Sidney's offense can get on track. But again, don't know the magic secret to do that. You know, get it out, hang on to the ball. The 3 or 4 turnovers didn't help, so you got to eliminate that against, especially when you're behind.
Yeah, the turnover is a huge factor from Sidney. They're never able to really develop any kind of consistency in that first half. Every time you thought, well, maybe this is going to be the drive, something negative happened, like a turnover a fumble or an interception, and that stopped the Yellow Jackets in the first half. And of course, to begin the second half here, Troy will get the football as the last minute or so of the first half was it just seemed to be an odd ending to a half between two teams that are so good.
Yeah, it was, and each team turned it over, and it just was kind of awkward. A chance for the Yellow Jackets to take advantage of it. They cough it up after a positive play, and so it was kind of an awkward ending, especially when we were hoping for the Yellow Jacket offense to get on track. Just couldn't get it done unless.
And there's a good way to start it, I think, for Sidney. Boy, it was right in their hands. Let's see if they get it.
Looks like it's still with Troy.
Boy, I'm not sure how Sidney did not come up with the football on that play, as the receiver for the returner for Troy had it in his hands. Looked like it bounced right into a Sidney player, but nonetheless, Troy will have it in the first 4 seconds of the second half for history, and it's 1st and 10 from Troy. Football will be at about the 26-yard line. It'll be up to the Sidney defense again to dig in and stop this Troy offense that has used the ground game, the fine running from Colt Bishop, their tailback, and he'll get the football, and he goes left side and across the 30, and he's been a dominating half performer in that first half.
19 rushing attempts for Colt Bishop in the first half, 95 yards total, a long of 33. He didn't get any credit for the touchdowns, as Sam Jackson did 2 one-yard surges for scores, but Colt Bishop, 19 carries, 95 yards. And mentioned Bowser, I said during the first half, wonder what his numbers were. I predicted a little bit better. He ended up the first half, did Bowser, 10 rushing attempts for 9 yards.
Colt Bishop, he'll try and pick his way through the line, and he gets the football out to the 34, just short of that 35-yard line. And that'll set up a 3rd down and short. We'll call it 2 yards for a 1st down for Troy.
So Colt Bishop did the damage, getting them down to the scoring zone. Sam Jackson finished it off twice, and 2 field goals by Braden Seiler. Good for their 20 points here. Seiler did miss a field goal in their first possession. Other than that, he's been perfect kicking.
Coleman will throw it, and passes incomplete.
Nice defense by number 11. I believe that's Harris.
I tell you, Harris has played a pretty good half of football.
He's had a good season. He made his 4th interception of the season at the end of that first half, and he will drop back now to return the punt. Be nice to see him get one where he can run and return and get to some positive yards and get some momentum, some life back into the offense. See what's in the special teams in this sense can make that happen.
There you see Harris. Rasquet will punt it away for Troy. His kick is away. It's going to be short. It's going to hit at the 40. And so Sidney's going to have it. See where they mark it at. They're going to move it up to the 45-yard line. So the kick went out of bounds and should mark it at the 45. And let's see what the Yellow Jackets can do. Troy defense played exceptional in the first half. Let's see what the Yellow Jackets can do. Down by 20. Gordon looks to the sidelines. 3 receivers left, 1 to the short side. Gordon. He'll keep it. Still on his feet. He'll slide to the 50.
Good decision. No need to take an extra hit. He gained 5 yards there. He finished the first half as the leading rusher. 4 carries, 46 yards. And yeah, that was nearly disaster.
Here comes Bowser. Bowser will go across the 40.
Best run of the night.
Good to see that,
Remember
at least for Sidney fans.
10 carries in the first half for 9 yards. So he got basically his first half totals in that first carry.
Football goes to the 38. Gordon, short pass on the right side. On the move. That's Taborn.
Well, I like this rhythm. I like the positive yards. I like what I'm seeing here for the Sidney offense.
Yeah, 3-4 plays right in a row here, and they're moving. Yellow Jackets on the move, and they need to be on the move as they trail by 20. This will be Bowser. Bowser straight ahead this time. Troy's defense digs in and stops him as he tries to get it to about the 24-yard line. Perhaps a gain of a yard if you're generous. Well, they're just 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 6 defenders on him that time. Good tackling by Troy. Gordon's going to throw it. It's going to be incomplete. Clock will stop at 9:29.
Maybe a good thing that was a little low, as getting a good read on it was number 2, Derek McDonough. He appeared to maybe have a bead on that pass, but much too low for him to pick it off. If he does, he's going the other way for 6.
3rd down and 10. I think you got to test him down over the middle.
They need something here. They've had such great momentum, and now back-to-back 0 plays offensively, and they're going to
Troy jumped offside.
This will help. This makes it now 2-down territory with just 5 yards to gain.
So that'll make it 3rd down and 5. So that's a big penalty. 5 yards, a lot different than 10 when you got a couple of downs here. Gordon and Bowser in the backfield.
Rogers back there as well, off to the left in motion.
Right side is where the ball's going to go, and that's where Bowser goes. Right behind Rogers. Not much of a pickup there, as it's going to be looking at yet another fourth down and 5.
Ball on the 17.
Gordon rolls left, goes back right. He's in trouble, still on his feet. He's dancing. He throws the ball off to the side. It's caught. He'll move to the 10. That'll be a 1st down.
Wow.
Was that Bowser?
It was Bowser that made the catch. Gordon kept it alive with his feet.
The Troy defenders had him.
Huge 4th down. I thought, you maybe think about would a field goal help here. And
let's look at this one again.
2020, a good play here is Gordon nearly down there and able to find a open receiver and Bowser, and 1st down for the Yellow Jackets.
Nowhere goes Bowser. Boy, I tell you, they can't teach that one in football camp, can they?
He's done a couple of those plays tonight, has Gordon. He's eluded some chasers, if you will. He's been nearly sacked for minus yards a couple times, and that time not only avoided the sack and just chucking the ball away, able to find an open receiver and give his team a new set of downs on the completion and the 1st down.
He'll fake right. He's looking left. Going for the end zone. Touchdown, Sidney, with 8:11 to go.
There's the cannon. Keith Lee, I believe, the receiver, number 8. 11-yard pass and catch, and what a opening drive. This is going to get exciting, I think, Dave. Good answer for the Yellow Jackets.
Yep. And they can look back to that 4th down play, at least on that drive, as being the one that set the touchdown up. Kick is up. Truesdale gets it through the uprights. Yellow Jackets score, and some enthusiasm back here to Memorial Stadium. Our score, Troy 20, Sidney 7. We'll be back right after this.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
A little excitement returns to Memorial Stadium here at Sidney after a very difficult 1st half for the Yellow Jackets. They come back strong in their first possession of the 2nd half, and boy, just a nice pass play and over the middle, and just some solid, good play by the Yellow Jackets on offense. The pass that Gordon got to
Bowser.
Bowser is just incredible.
That 4th and 5, nearly sacked was Gordon, able to keep it alive again. And, you know, it's great to see the offense do that. That's what we expected, I think, from the kickoff. But they faced a good defense, and maybe what started this drive, if you will, was give the hats off to the Sidney defense. They held Troy on the first kickoff, forced them to punt.
Let's see if the Sidney defense can continue the momentum. Special teams play has to come up big as they Trojans bring it upfield on the run. He's at the 30, at the 20. There, he's going to go all the way, and it's going to be a Troy touchdown.
Wow. Number 23.
Number 23, and that's Shane Shoup with about as wild of a kickoff return as you'll see. And just like that, the momentum swings back to Troy.
Well, what a response, tough break for the Yellow Jackets. All the momentum, a large crowd on your home side trying to encourage you, and the opening kickoff, not for sure the distance. We may get another look, but he untouched basically, rounded, started on the right side and came down our side.
Coach Matt Bergbacher, he said before the game, he said special teams could be a major difference in this one. And the Troy coach, they've got a block punt earlier in the first half. This touchdown return, boy, those are plays that are looming very, very big here in the third quarter of play. Seiler will try the extra point. Low snap, Holder recovers, kick is up, and it's good. Our score, Troy 27, Sidney 7. Will return to Memorial Stadium in Sidney right after this.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
$7:54 to go here in the third quarter play as Troy leads 27-7. And boy, special teams are looming big, but boy, that's a heck of a return on a kickoff, a short kickoff.
Yeah, from replays that you saw, roughly probably fielded around the 30, so give them 70 yards on the return. And just unfortunate, you really thought, okay, let's get a defensive stop and get this back to a one-score game, and the offense is going to have to do it again. Still plenty of time. It's not like Troy burned a bunch of time off. You just have to get back to work and field this kick for sure. They got a nice hop.
Short kick, and Sidney will have it, and number 4, Taborn, will get it to the 35, so Sidney has to bounce back one more time. Football's at the 35, and, you know, it's tough. You can't be discouraged by it. You got to keep playing. I think on that kickoff return, the coverage, since the kick was to the right side, the momentum was all over that way, and when he cut back totally the other way, there simply wasn't anybody over there.
A lot of green space and not a lot of black jerseys in those areas. And yeah, it was from up here, there was no one that was going to catch him, and they took full advantage of it, did Shane Shoup.
Well, let's see what Sidney can do. They'll get it off to Bowser on the short screen. He'll get it across, dives forward to about the 39.
That type of play, though, they get it away from that defensive line, force them to kind of move laterally. And not a huge gain, but, you know, 4 yards. You can count on one hand probably the number of 4 yards rushing plays Bowser had in the first half. So, you know, if you get him outside where it's a little bit more one-on-one, and more importantly, he wasn't touched until he was past the line of scrimmage. So, see once if they go that route, although this penalty is going to push it right back and lose that positive first down yards they did gain on the pass.
Go against Sidney on the penalty. That pushes it back to the 34-yard line, makes it 2nd down and 11. Gordon will roll to the right side. Down the middle, pass incomplete, just off the fingertips.
Roberts, the intended receiver, and that would have been right at the yard to gain, and not off by much, but incomplete pass. So boy, tough situation here, 3rd and 11, and if you don't get yards here to gain the first down, you almost got to kick it away. You can't give the ball back to Troy on this side of their field. So big play for the offense.
Five men on the front line. Linebacker drops back for Troy as the short pass goes to the 40-yard line. As number 6 for the Yellow Jackets, Kelton Stockton with the catch.
And see once here if they will punt it. It's still going to be now 4th and 5. Take a quick look at it here again. A nice catch, just no chance to score or to advance it. They're going to go for it.
4th and 5. Gordon, he's running right. He's got pressure. Upfield it goes. Tipped and they caught it.
Harris.
At the 40 into Troy territory, and that football will go to about the 33, and we got a penalty marker.
Yeah, way back here in the
after
backfield.
the play.
It went off Taborn's hands and into Harris.
Well, let's sort this one out.
Yeah, the penalty marker's way back on like the 27-yard line.
Boy, what a break for Sidney, pending this penalty.
$15 more yards after the play was over. Penalty goes against number 20, Blake Burton. I'm not real sure what happened. We'll take a look at it here.
See what we can find out.
There's a tip off Taborn, and Harris, right spot, right time.
Tackle. Oh, right there it goes. Yeah, pushed him a little. Yep. No gain that time. I think that was unsportsmanlike conduct. Yep.
Loss of 2 yards. So again, going up the middle has not been very successful for Bowser tonight. They've gotten nothing, and really probably their best offensive plays have been rushing anyways, is where they've been able to get Gordon on the outside or a screen pass, if you will, to Bowser, where he's away from that front line that's been dominant tonight.
Loss of 3. Gordon, he's going to try and pick the 3 up, but that's about it. Well, maybe not even that. He maybe got 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd down or 3rd down and long.
Penalty on Troy. I'm sorry, did not see it. Maybe a personal foul.
Hard one to see from here. Personal foul against Troy.
Christian Nation, the guilty party, number 42. I have no idea, did not see it. But boy, a break for the Yellow Jackets. You are looking at 3rd and 11. You go to 1st and goal from the 10 or 11. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
it's
they
still
got
3rd down.
3rd down and short. This time Bowser, he's going to dive forward and looks like he may have the 1st down.
Okay, it was not an automatic 1st down, evidently. But Bowser now does get the 1st down. 2 hard yards there to gain the 6 feet, but enough to come up with now 1st down and goal from the 8.
Now it's goal, 1st and goal. Gordon, he's going to run it. He's going right side, going to try to turn the corner. He'll do some dancing. He's back to the 10. Let's step forward to about the 8. Troy with good pursuit closes the gap, and a couple of yards there for
Actually, he
Gordon.
lost 2 yards. He had it, then trying to backpedal.
Lost 2.
It was like swimming downstream and then trying to swim upstream. He eluded a lot, but boy, there's too much chasing going on. Could not get away from him.
He's going to throw it to the corner. Looking for a flag, but none are thrown. And
Roberts, the intended receiver, and all of a sudden here, that's 2 plays again, nothing, and brings up basically 2 downs to get 10 yards. Making sure I didn't miss another penalty or something, but nothing.
Strange things going on. couple of hard-to-see penalties, and I guess there's unsportsmanlike conduct calls. Let's see what Sidney does. Third down. They've got to get into the end zone. Gordon is going to go left side. He's going to try to, he'll have to pull it up, and he'll throw it. Intercepted, Troy. Tried to pull up, tried to throw it.
Tried to find Harris, and McDonough there. Again, just give credit. The pressure forced a bad throw. He was trying to make something happen, didn't want to get sacked and lose another yard, more yards, and bring it fourth and forever. But again, the pressure, here he's throwing against his body, so it's going to be a tough throw. He maybe gets hit as he throws it. He has Harris at the goal line. If he throws it anywhere but that direction, he's probably got a chance.
4 Troy defenders right on Gordon. First, I think he thought he had a shot at getting it in the end zone. Then he saw that he was being chased and pulled back, and unfortunately the interception. Now Troy will be faced to receive the football in the end zone. Coleman, he'll give it to Culp Bishop, and he doesn't get much, if any.
Defense, not only has it been tough on the running game, but it's put a lot of pressure on the junior quarterback, Andre Gordon, and trying to get the ball when you're being pressured and hit and running against your body. Sometimes your touch or your accuracy is not what you normally would have, and some big interceptions by the Troy defense in the red zone tonight.
Having a hard time getting the play in from the sidelines or reading the play. Coleman, he's going to give it to Culp Bishop. He's got room. Boy, does he have room.
He's going to the house. 90.
He has room.
9 yards.
He's at the 40. He's at the 30. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Troy. 99-yard run, Culp Bishop, as he pushes his seasonal rushing stats to well over 1,000 with that run. 4:04 to go.
Boy, we talked about his speed. He'd yet to crack the end zone. He'd done a lot of the work to get it down to the goal line, but right there, a lot of the Sidney defense trying to make the big play and get this stop, and broke that first line, and there was nobody that was going to catch him.
The hole was rather prominent there, and Culp Bishop found it, and off to the races we were.
His 8th rushing touchdown on the season. That 99-yard run, by far now the longest of the season. Before that, for Culp Bishop, it was 75 yards.
Snap is high, but it's put down. The kick is up. It's good. Troy with the big lead over Sidney. Our score, Troy 34, Sidney 7. We'll return here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Play, a 99-yard run, and boy, the hole was there.
Yeah, a little bit of an arm tackle attempt at line of scrimmage, and that's not going to get down Culp Bishop. He's not that big, but he already had kind of a step going. It's tough to arm tackle, and that little bit of contact was not near enough, and he wasn't touched the rest of the way. And you talk about big scoring plays, and this all goes back to remember the start of the third quarter. Troy gets the ball to start the quarter, almost fumbles a kickoff. They get it back, but they don't score. They punt. Sidney comes down and scores, and you think, okay, here we go.
Yep.
And now a kickoff return for 70 and a 99-yard rushing play has basically taken a lot of air out of this stadium right now.
Big plays by Troy, huge plays. Kickoff returns, 99-yard runs. Just those are plays that are difficult to overcome. But, with an offense that averages almost 500 yards a game, this is an offense that could do it. Somehow you got to get a little momentum on your side.
If there is a silver lining into this, those 2 touchdowns by Troy have taken about, probably 1 minute of play time off the clock. We still have 4 minutes basically here in the third quarter plus the whole fourth quarter.
Gordon on the run.
Roberts in and out of his hands, but if you look at it, you can get a score here and let Sidney's offense go to work and get some quick strikes. It's getting to be a reach now, because you got to think with the defense of, if you will, of Sidney, if they can't get stops, Troy's offense is kind of methodical. They can kill a lot of clock keeping the ball on the ground, and if they don't score in the big strikes, they can chew up a bunch of time just getting first downs.
Troy's changed their defense up just a little bit. 3 down linemen as Gordon is going to scramble. He's going to step out of bounds at the 21. So
I think they changed that thinking that why? That Sidney maybe would throw more, or just, it's
looking for the pass. And
sometimes I'm thinking if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
But, maybe a different pattern or play style now for Sidney. They're just would like to get the big hit, a pass and run, and obviously some big yards at big chunks at a time. But Troy is very willing to give up those underneath runs that are short yards, and still now a 3rd and 6. So a possession play right here, and it will work.
Pass is completed across the 30, 35. This is
hang on to it.
Across the 50 as Taborn with a nice game.
That was on 3rd and 6, so that's a big, called a possession. They don't get it. It's, 4th down, and puts a lot of either a gutsy call to go for it. But here, this play, this nice catch, and nice yards after catch here, is he got the first down on the catch, and then all this right here is Taborn's good effort.
Yeah, this time it's Bowser. Bowser, he'll go across the 30, across the 25 to the 21.
Around the edge, as Bowser has had his best success, and the whole time he's running, I'm thinking, hang on to the ball, hang on to the ball.
So that's another first down for Sidney.
And we have a player down for the Troy Trojans. Both these teams we mentioned, Dave, atop the GWalk North. And both these teams obviously trying to win that conference. Troy won it last year. Troy's a team that's been on the move a few years ago before Coach Berkbacher got here. They were 1-9. Then they went to 2-8. And I believe last year 10-2.
Yep.
So they won the North last year. Sidney's trying to beat them and win the North title. Then you worry about, okay, the playoffs and such. And right now, Sidney comes in sitting at 4th, which would be a home game. Troy currently number 9 looking in. You got to think a win tonight.
The same region,
They're
too,
the same
right?
region,
Yep.
Region 8, Division 2, Region 8. A Troy win tonight for them probably really jumps them up because they're going to get all the Sidney points.
Yep.
Yes. In a loss tonight probably wouldn't eliminate Sidney, but the home games are nice as you get a good shot. Boy, I was down there coming up from the bottom of these stands on the Sidney side, and it was somewhat intimidating. It is filled with people tonight. Beautiful weather, a beautiful season so far, 7-0, good start. And Troy on the other side, also a good following. So a beautiful night for football right now, though. Troy somewhat dominating the game. The scoreboard a little lopsided, but these two teams in the playoff hunt. And Sidney sitting right now at 4-0, and Troy number 9, and they've been playing some very good football as of late. Had a rough start to their season, losing to Trotwood Madison, like a lot of teams do, and but have won 4 straight, and their defense just keeps getting better.
Harris is to the left. Gordon will take it. He's going to scramble. He's under pressure. He'll turn the corner. He'll throw it. Almost intercepted. It's tipped away there at the 5-yard line.
I was somewhat maybe surprised. I mean, obviously Gordon looked for a receiver. I thought Gordon maybe could have run it and gained yards, but he elected to try to find Keith Lee. Falls incomplete.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 10. Garrett Jones tipped it away for Troy, number 32. Bowser. He'll move forward for about a 3 to 4 yard pickup. Number 36 in on the stop for the Trojans, Joa Schricker. Good linebacker play tonight by Troy as well. Talked about the defensive line and offensive lines, but their linebackers have come up big as well.
They don't miss a lot of tackles. They make contact, and they're very secure at tackling, and it doesn't seem like that. I mean, it may seem that's what to do. Well, I've seen other guys, they come up, they make hits, or they try to arm tackle, and Troy has not let anything really slip by them tonight in that category.
Gordon's toss there for Harris. A little bit long, is in the end zone.
Well,
now we've got a 4th down and 8 in.
These are tough down and distances to go, especially when you're trailing by 27. You need a touchdown. And again,
3 receivers to the right side.
Hate to get down this close again and come away with nothing. They were down here their last possession where they threw the interception at the goal line.
Need to get to about the 12. Gordon straight back down the middle. There it is. It's going to be a touchdown, Sidney. Harris with the catch, and Caleb Harris has Sidney's 2nd touchdown reception of the day.
And I think that was probably from the 20-yard pass and catch.
That was 20 yards right on the nose. Gordon in the pocket down the middle. There it was, and Harris with the good catch. And with 2.5 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's 34-13. Tuesdale to add the extra point. Snap is there, kick is up, and it's good. Here's our score. Troy 34, Sidney 14. Take a look at that touchdown pass reception by Caleb Harris. We'll return right after this.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call, deliver, and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Trust us!
2.5 to go in the 3rd quarter, Jeff, and what do you think? Is there an onside kick or something special that Sidney might try here?
Well, I don't know if I would onside kick yet. You still have 2.5 minutes here.
But Troy's kind of thinking something might be up.
Down 20. But boy, you mentioned maybe the best thing we would do between breaks is all the little miscues and red zone turnovers and the kickoff return, and it's like the opportunities have been there, and you are right. There's the onside kick.
Going to fall on at the 49 as Troy will have it there. And
hoping that ball takes a quirky hop. It's oblong. It doesn't bounce true like a baseball. And that time pretty routine, though. It looked like a routine ground ball. And, they try for the
quick. Different these days with the turf, too.
True.
And the fact that, the kickers, a lot of them played soccer and stuff like that, a little bit more skilled at that kind of a play. But anyway, it gives Troy good field position at the 49. 1st and 10, 2:29 on the clock.
We haven't seen a lot of their offense here in the second half. After their first series, they punted. And the next time they had a choice or a chance, they had a 70-yard kickoff return by Shane Shoup. And then the last possession, after maybe one play, they had the 99-yard touchdown run by Jaden Culp Bishop.
Culp Bishop will go straight ahead this time. He'll gain, we'll call it 3 yards, make it 2nd down and 7. There you see number 8, Culp Bishop. See Troy's head coach, Matt Burbacker.
His dad, a longtime coach at Tip City, and now is, I believe, defensive coordinator here under his son Matt at Troy.
Coleman, Culp Bishop, right side. He'll go across the 45 and slide through to the 38. He'll have the 1st down, and Troy's drive continues.
Yeah, he made a big play there. It would have been sweet to try to get a stop, and try to force a 3rd and long, and Just a lot of speed again coming from the 5'10", 168-pound running back. And he basically gets around the edge before he's even touched, and that's when he had the first down already.
Back live, 1st and 10. Colt Bishop moves up on the offense. He'll get the football straight ahead. Nothing fancy. Sidney stops him. Gain of, perhaps a yard as they unpile.
Mentioned Colton Bishop, the night he's had. Obviously, that 99-yard running play is going to boost his yards for tonight's game, and it'll probably be close to 200. He has over 1,000 now, as you mentioned. The 8 rushing touchdowns, and he's a junior, so they are somewhat young at a lot of their skill position. Although Coleman is a quarterback, their kicker, Braden Seiler, actually has another potential quarterback, but he broke his wrist early in the season, so he's kind of been delegated to kicking, but he's a sophomore, Seiler. He'll probably be the next heir apparent to Coleman next year. A team, again, went 10-2 last year. And
Rogers with the good defensive play for Sidney, and that's a loss on the play for Troy. So that'll make it 3rd down and 12, football back to the 40-yard line.
Well, if you're going to make a run in this game, you need to get the ball back, and what more could you ask for with a 3rd and 12 to get a stop here, force the punt.
Shot clock. Play clock is at 5 seconds. Colt Bishop's in trouble. Penalty.
Definitely a hold. They should decline it. It's little gain for Colt Bishop.
There you see our head official.
Now will they decline it? That's going to push them back 10 more yards from the 45. That'll put them in Sidney territory.
Take a look at this one again. You can see it. I don't know, on the strategy, I would think you'd decline.
They call it illegal use of hands, which
they just pushed him down
in the back. Well, they will accept the penalty, as now it's 3rd and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 27 yards, 26 yards.
Football goes all the way back to the 46 of Troy. Of course, so that's a lot of yardage that you're going to gain if you're forced to.
Just don't want to have some sort of defensive holding call downfield or defensive pass interference that might or result in an automatic 1st down. Definitely keep it all in front.
See, it'd be interesting to see what Troy does here. 3rd down play. They're going to quarterback draw. Haven't seen that tonight.
Tackle by Harris. If he doesn't get the shoestring ankle grab there, I think Coleman's getting a big chunk of yards.
Yep. Brought down at the 49 of Sidney. So now it's going to be 4th down.
And now it'll be 4th quarter.
And now it's going to be 4th quarter. Our score, Troy 34, Sidney 14. We'll be back right after this.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Minster Dental Care continues to offer advanced dental technology in a state-of-the-art facility. Our professional team offers experience in general dentistry and orthodontics, including services such as CERA and wireline orthodontics. Board-certified pediatric dentist Dr. Philip Slonkowski ensures our littlest patients have a positive, safe, and a comfortable experience. We are unconditionally committed to excellence in everything we do.
Troy will punt the football away here on the first play of the 4th quarter.
10 guys up on the line of scrimmage for the Yellow Jackets.
Looks like they may bring the house. Here they come. Nice high kick, fair catch. Ball's going to bounce. It's going to roll, and Troy's going to down it on the 3-yard line.
Beautiful punt.
Special teams.
A lot of ground for the Yellow
Special
Jackets.
teams.
Trail by 20. That's the margin they trailed at halftime.
Boy, nice punt. Got the great roll, but got the football now at the 5. Let's see what we can do. I'll call it, or the 3-yard line rather. Gordon and Bowser in the backfield. Bowser will move up as Gordon shouts some instructions to his left side. Here comes the snap. He's going to throw from his own end zone under pressure. He's going to try and get it out of the end zone. Loses the football. Touchdown, Troy.
Shoop, I believe, the right man, the right spot.
Man, I'll tell you, Shoop is in the right spot everywhere tonight. You could see Gordon. He was under pressure. He started to scramble, and the ball, I think it was knocked out of his hands.
When he spun and just lost possession.
And Shoop, boy, Shoop has had a heck of a night, hasn't he?
He has. He's one of those linebackers we talked about. Very aggressive, very good. Has scored a kickoff return, now a fumble recovery. He's been a big part of that stingy defense that's wreaked havoc for the Yellow Jackets.
Weston Smith, number 25 to hold, as Seiler will kick it. And there's a whistle.
Penalty.
Procedure call against Troy, so that'll move him back 5 yards, and they'll kick it again.
Unfortunately for the Sidney fans, a very nice turnout, as I mentioned. The crowd full, and a lot of them probably see the handwriting on the wall, if you will, at this juncture of the game, and have chose to leave instead of stick around. But Trojans in command here, big time.
Kick is up, and it's good. So Troy 41, Sidney 14, 11:39 to play in this one. We'll play on, but the big touchdown by Troy. And we'll be back right after this.
As a business owner, do you find yourself reviewing too many applications, or are you the job seeker filling out dozens of applications in an attempt to find employment? West Staff has been bridging the gap between employers and employees since 1988. Jobs range from manufacturing and clerical to specialized fields such as quality control and engineering. West Staff has the ability to operate as your company's entire HR department or simply payroll employees on a temp to hire basis. West Staff, your partner in business.
Taking another look at that replay that we just closed with, Joa Schricker had the big hit that really caused it, and then Shoop, of course, fell on the football in the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. He had the kickoff return just a little bit earlier, 70-yard return, and boy, things are just going Troy's way.
That makes a difference when you're standing back, drop back, and see downfield, kind of pick and choose. Gordon's been on the move a lot tonight. He just has not. Troy has not allowed him to settle and look down the field. He's made a lot of plays on the move. He's made some good ones, and the bad ones, if you will, have been as a result of him trying to make something out of a very difficult situation. So sometimes that happens when it's tough. It's a tough spot, and it's tough to do. And when you're under duress, that just magnifies it, a lot more than what it should be. And give credit to the Troy offensive line, even the guys in the backfield. There's been really no one open. They put good pressure up front, and they cover all the receivers tightly that you just can't find an open look.
Bowser will get the football, and he'll move it for about a yard, so it's going to make it 2nd down and 9. Clock moving to 11:20.
Mentioned a good start by the Yellow Jackets tonight, 7-0. I believe that's the first time since you said
1974.
And that was about the 3rd year of the state playoff system. That started in the 1972 season. a year after Sidney finished the good 30-0 run, and with Dave Ross part of that. And his group, he graduated in 71, and then the fall of 72 is when the Ohio High School Athletic Association started playoffs for high school football. It's a 2-game playoff. If you were chosen to be in the playoffs, there were 3 divisions. You were like in the semifinals, you won that game, you played for the state championship. So now it's 5 games to win it all. Back then it was 2. But Sidney 7-0 in 74, and the last time they made the playoffs, though, was 1989. So it's been a dry spell. This loss tonight won't rule them out. They're going to have to bounce back and still, I think, control their own destiny.
Well, there's a lot, that's one thing. There's plenty of, with 2 games left, playoffs are certainly in the picture for Sidney. Did you ever think of a Sidney-Troy rematch? It's all certainly possible since they're in the same region.
After tonight, Sidney, this is their last home game of the night. Unless, of course, they can get a top 4 finish in the points, they'll have a home game. But their remaining GWOC games are at Butler, who is 3-5, and also Greenville, who is 2-5. So those 2 teams, record-wise, if you look at that, seem like they're winnable games. So a good chance the Yellow Jackets can finish with a couple wins and maybe finish 9-1. So, you want to win the GWOC North, and Troy on the other side after tonight, they face Greenville, who's 2-5, and then Piqua, who is 5-3. So you're going to need some help from the Green Wave or the Indians, and both those games are at Troy, so Troy will try to defend their back-to-back North titles. Again, they finished 10-2 last year, 2-8 the year before, and 1-9 before that. So they've really turned their program around, much like Sidney. There were some down years when Coach Dunges took over here, went 0-10 himself, and struggled through some rough years, and getting it turned around now. But tough night tonight for his football club, and unfortunately on senior night and all, it's a tough way to kind of perform, if you will. But give credit to the guys in the white jerseys tonight and the red pants. The Troy Trojans have been very good defensively and pretty good offensively.
Gordon will try and pick up the first down. He does. Off to the 35. He's still on his feet across the 30. He has the first down. And on a big 3rd down play, Sidney, with 10:03 to go, have picked up a first down, and they'll move the chains. They tried some, as you could see, that a long pass play from Gordon to Roberts, just off incomplete. Here, you take a look at this one again as you see Gordon fighting for the extra yards, diving forward.
There's a stoppage on the field right now. Troy Trojan down, I believe it's Shoup, Shane Shoup, apparently with a cramp. Hopefully they get him squared around. We'll let you go through the advertiser or the sponsors.
I'd like to thank our sponsors for this evening's game between Sidney and Troy. Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental, West Staff, Hometown Opportunity, Lamb's Insurance Agency, 21st Century Kitchens, American Trim, Carriage Works, Wilson Health, Orthopedic Institute of Southwest Ohio, Kogi Plumbing, Minster Bank, Schwieterman's Pharmacy, NKT Productions, and NKTelco Sports all bring you tonight's game between Sidney and Troy. NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school boys football on Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503, Friday, October the 13th at 11 p.m. and Tuesday, October the 17th at 7 p.m. You can also watch the games on demand at nktelco.net. And on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard, Troy with the big lead, 41-14 over Sidney. We've got 10:03 to play in this one, and we are still attending to the injured Troy player at the 41-yard line.
Still down. It appears that it's a cramp, just judging by the rubbing of the calf muscle and the exercising that they're doing.
You go to the playoff picture, as you were mentioning there, and, obviously right now with the big lead that Troy has, Sidney, those last 2 games, it's important that regardless of what happens here tonight, that Sidney finishes strong with those 2 teams that you talked about, because today, you know, you get a second season in high school football, unlike maybe back when the 30-0 streak took place. You know, the odds are pretty good that Sidney, because of the 7 wins that they've already had, are going to have a chance to make the playoffs, because they've obviously beaten some very, very good teams on the way to this point in the season. So,
yeah, I agree. You gotta win the games you're scheduled to play and let the rest take care of itself. And like I said, there's a chance maybe they get to face Troy again, maybe in round 2, or you know, it just depends how they finish. And then you can look back at this game, so yeah, you're getting dominated on the scoreboard now, but what if we don't throw the red zone picks, and what if we don't fumble, and what if we, you know, don't give up the kickoff return, and when we have momentum on our side, and you know, a lot of things have gone wrong tonight.
and you always try to, you know, learn from one game to the next, and it's tough to lose when you're on a roll like Sidney has been this season. And it's great though to see the enthusiasm, like you mentioned, the crowd that's here tonight, and everything about Sidney football. I can remember seeing them play back in the early 70s, and you know, just a spectacular football team back then. And it's great to see that the Sidney community is so happy with what the Yellow Jackets have been doing. They're still tending to the players, so we're going to take a break here as well. Our score, Troy 41, Sidney 14. We'll be back right after this.
We knew that we could use Hometown Opportunity as an avenue to reach out to people, not just in this community, but across the state.
Hometown Opportunity was my saving grace, honestly.
We viewed it as a great resource for us to get the word out about our company.
I saw all the commercials, billboards, and I thought, just give it a shot, why not? And they offered me a photography job on the spot, which was thrilling because I've been searching for months.
The Hometown Opportunity website definitely makes that connection.
Injured player for Troy will go off the field, and we're just about ready to resume action. Not sure what the injury is. Like Jeff said, maybe, hopefully it's just a cramp, but football is with Sidney, and Gordon, he's going to roll to the right side. He's going to toss it long.
Roberts, the intended receiver.
Right at the goal line, and pass is incomplete.
Kobe Faulkner, the defender back there, kind of jostling around with Roberts, and definitely kind of thrown up in the air, almost like a jump ball. And both teams fighting equally for it. Both were facing it, so.
Had it in his hands, that's for sure. 2nd down and 10, footballs at the Troy 28. This is Bowser. He'll go out of bounds. Troy had the blitz on, but Bowser moves upfield.
5 yards again around the outside. It's been, from my memory, it's like he's had his best success going around the edge. You know,
Good look at it there.
It just seems like a struggle when you're used to seeing him break off big chunks of yards at some point during the game. He's, for the most part, he's been held in very much control. Even with the positive yards he does get, it just seems like there was almost like a hook and ladder. It seemed like they were, I thought maybe he was trying to catch it and flip it. He'll give him the catch.
Got popped, his knee I think was down. So that's probably why they
ruled it down.
Ruled it down, even though he got hit and the ball popped out. That's just a conjecture on my part, but football's at the 17, and it's a 1st down for Sidney. Here comes Bowser. He'll go straight ahead this time. Still on his feet, inside the 5, or inside the 10 to about the 6.
About 9 yards, so again, they'll give him 10, so 1st down. Keep looking at the clock here, 9 minutes. You can score now, you're still down a bunch with just over 9 minutes to go. It's going to take a lot of good hops for the Yellow Jackets to.
Here comes Bowser inside the 5 to about the 2 or 3 yard line.
Be nice to get a score right now, clock moving, and again give your at least give yourself the chance. And Bowser, tough running right up the middle.
Not much running room there as Bowser, no gain on the play. That'll set up a 3rd down. Bowser will go to the right side. Gordon will drop back and try to throw it. There's a touchdown pass to Caleb Harris once again.
His 2nd receiving touchdown on the night.
Harris with the catch, and difference is 14 points with 8:21 to go in this one.
Harris's 2nd and 3rd touchdown receptions of the year.
Kick is up. It's good. Our score, Troy 41, Sidney 28.
For over 27 years, the knowledgeable, reliable, and experienced staff at Lamb's Insurance Agency has been providing superior auto and home insurance to the people of West Central Ohio and Indiana. The team's understanding of the agricultural community and farming operations is second to none. We support the local communities because we are, well, local. If you are looking for excellent claim service, stop by or call today for your quote. Lamb's Insurance Agency, representing Ohio Mutual Insurance Group.
Sarah's score is 41-21. Troy over Sidney of the Yellow Jackets down by 20 points after that last touchdown pass to Harris. And see what Sidney does on the kick here. So you see some of the younger members of our audience here tonight.
We saw some footage of a lot of people leaving. It'd be nice to see footage, if possible, of a lot of people coming back. But Sidney's going to need some favorable hops and some mistakes by Troy to get the ball back and get it, cut this deficit into where it's very manageable or threatening. Troy takes timeout.
Troy will take a timeout with 8:21 to go. Our score, Troy 41, Sidney 21. We'll be back right after this.
At 21st Century Kitchens, we know that every home has a style to go with it. From first-time homebuyers to families with the pitter-patter of little feet to teenagers taking over the kitchen, 21st Century has what you want, customizing the style, layout, and price point to fit your budget. Kitchens by Craftmade and quality cabinets, countertops by Wilson Art and Cambria, along with availability of granite, marble, and wood.
See what's in store behind the yellow door for your 21st Century Kitchen.
Troy wanted timeout to discuss this pending Sidney kick. The last time the Yellow Jackets did the onside kick. Let's see what they do this time. As Truesdale will tee it up. She'll kick it to the short side, and Troy will fall on the football.
Again, it just hopped beautifully to number 25. As
Weston Smith, he's the holder on the kicks for Troy.
Hoping for some sort of goofy bounce, something that can ricochet off of the receiver, and unfortunately it did not do so. Sometimes when they're all bunched up like that, I always like if you get some guys running them, somehow do it legally, but like pooch it over there and drop it down here like on the 35-yard line, let people chase it.
Make a mad scramble for it.
It's usually when they start sliding and try to corral them is when the ball seemingly will scoot away.
Colt Bishop, he'll get it to the 50-yard line or so. He'll think the Trojans will pretty much keep the ball on the ground here as they'll try to eat some time up here.
It would be nice to get a quick 3 and out, at least get the ball back and, maybe get a quick score, and then things tighten up a little bit, all without consuming much time. As you mentioned, Troy's going to burn all of that play clock, and sometimes I often wonder if you, hate to say it, burn your timeouts now, try to get the ball back, and because you need a lot of things to happen.
Straight ahead goes Colt Bishop. He'll go across that 45-yard line. They'll mark it at the 44. Nice gain by him.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 or 3 right now. This will be probably what of a huge stop here if they can get to at least force Troy to think about it if they don't get it on 3rd down.
3rd down and 2.
And that's going to be automatic. There's the 1st down.
We'll guess that the voice on the line was a little different cadence, and it draws him off, and that's a 1st down.
Tough break as a new set of downs and new clock as it continues to run.
1st and 10, football at the 39. Troy in no hurry. Clock down to 3 seconds. There's the snap. Colt Bishop wrestled down by Sidney, but he gets it across the 40 to about the 38. Second down. Gain of about a yard, so 2nd down and 9 football. They'll call it at the 38. There you see the Troy sideline. Comes Colt Bishop going around the left end to about the 34. Stopped there by number 3, Joshua Harlett.
Play clock still hasn't started. Now they wind. So now another 25 seconds. That'll take it down to about 5:20 until they have to snap it. Boy, when you're behind and you can't stop the clock, it just seems like
it's an eternity.
Wow.
Klopfenstein in motion to the right. That's the way Colt Bishop's going to go.
He's going to get a first.
Harris chasing him.
Yeah, close.
Finally brought down by number 3, Harlett again.
And he tackled him inbound. So again, valuable time ticking away. I don't know what the right thing is, but now with 4th and short, it's kind of. I guess my point was if they took timeouts now, you need the ball back before you can do anything. If you get the ball back with 30 seconds, you have no chance to do anything. Granted, you'd be able to timeouts, but you need a miracle and a lot of things to happen. But right now, it's getting Troy off the field is difficult, and they're going to a very manageable 4th and short here.
Sam Jackson, number 5, back in the backfield.
Would not be surprised at all that they turn and hand it off to number 5. He
loses the football, or almost loses the football, but he'll fall forward with the 1st down.
And that's the key to number 5, Jackson. He's very good at nearly coughing it up there, and that would have been another break. Can you imagine if that thing bounces up just right, and we're running to our right for a touchdown? But that pretty much will put any legitimate hopes away if there were any. As Jackson, though, very good at his size and strength and taking a near miscue and falling forward and giving this team a new set of downs.
Coleman looks to the sidelines. Jackson will get the football.
And he's going to try to stay in bounds.
Gets knocked out of bounds, and the clock will finally stop.
Mentioned that Sidney came in tonight's game 4th in the computer points. LaSalle out of Cincinnati is the 1st place team. Witten Woods also out of Cincinnati. And Anderson out of Cincinnati, the 1st top three, if you will, right now. Then Sidney. Below them was Belmont out of Dayton, Harrison, Chillicothe, Edgewood, and then Troy, who actually was at number 9 coming into this week looking in. But you have to expect that Troy will
There goes Jackson.
jump in as Jackson
End
scores
zone
the third
touchdown.
time.
21-yard run by Jackson. And that just about will seal it with 3.5 minutes to go in this one. Troy with a 47-21 lead over Sidney.
We talked about their good defense, and it's been good. Their offense hasn't been too shabby either. Now they've had some help with some a fumble recovery and a special teams return, but they're scoring in all facets of their game. Their defense is playing very well. They're getting scores on offense, defense, and making the plays when necessary, and a variety of weapons. They've been very, very clean tonight as well. Just the one turnover.
Braden Seiler with the extra point. It's good. And the lead now goes to Troy, 48, Sidney 21. We'll be back right after this.
Brand presence is everything. Is it time to create a video that promotes your business? NKTelco has the solution with NKT Productions. NKT Productions can create a national caliber commercial or video specifically to your business needs and demographics. Utilize NKTelco ad insertion and your video is made available to 6,000 plus subscribers in 8 local communities on 23 major networks. Take advantage of the overwhelming traffic that video gets. Visit nktelco.net for more information.
Some out of reach here with 3:34 to go.
In all reality, it's been out of reach, I think, for most of the quarter.
Well, I think you kind of get you have a little hope. Yeah,
I was given everything. They needed a break, and Jackson almost fumbles it. I mean, time's your enemy now. I mean, and plus you're just getting wore down. I mean, Troy's just dominating. They're on top, and they're just full throttle. But never did they really get a break. Did Sidney to go their way for the big play and. Jackson almost coughs up 4th down, and he gets him, falls forward by a yard and a half and gets first down. Then he runs
touchdown
21. It's tough when you're down, and like I said, a lot of things had to go wrong for Troy, and a lot of things had to go right for Sidney. And there's that type of kick, that I talked about.
You're talking about, yeah.
That was a heck of a grab there by I think 15 for Sidney.
Cagle,
yeah. I mean. Usually you watch those, granted, linemen maybe aren't quite as versed as far as fielding them, but boy, when there's loose balls on the field, think of when the linemen go after, try to slide and catch it, and the ball squirts free. But, that's hindsight. Not a lot has, Sidney didn't get any breaks, plus they gave some breaks, I think, to Troy. So add that all up, and it was kind of a bad recipe tonight for a victory for the Sidney, and they're going to walk away with a loss.
Yeah, turnovers and mistakes are always going to be the difference in a game. And you can allude to a little bit of special teams play as well.
Yes, the block punt and the return on kickoff. That was probably the biggest disappointment. After the touchdown to start the third quarter, your defense held, then you get the touchdown. You're within, at that time, 21-7, I believe it was, or 20-7, and 12 seconds later, you're back to right where you started, down 20 following the kickoff return. There's a new quarterback, in for
Sidney.
Nick Rainey, number 10.
Looks like number 10, Nick Rainey. As we count down here we go under 3 minutes to play. There you see Rainey. He'll drop back and take off to run. And they will find him, number 40, with the stop for the Trojans, Zach Collette.
Well, it's an uncomfortable feeling. You're scrambling around. You get past the defense that's chasing you. Then you get near the line of scrimmage. I think he wanted to throw and didn't want to go past the line of scrimmage, but you lose sight of who's behind you, and you got that whole mass of people that missed you the first time. They're coming back to get you the second time. Luckily, he held on to the ball, but those are kind of like blindsided shots. I mean, you're getting them from all angles versus seeing everything out in front of you.
3rd down and 17. Football at about the 27-yard line. Rainey's going to scramble. Dump it off. It'll be incomplete. Pass intended.
37, Christian
Ritter. So that'll make it 4th down and 17. Football at the 27, so they'll punt it away. And
timeout, Sidney.
Sidney will take the timeout with 1:59 to go. Our score, Troy 48, Sidney 21. We'll be back right after this.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Rainey's punt will go dead at the Troy 49-yard line. As the two teams substituting, a lot of different players now getting into the game. As the Sidney winning streak will be history.
And a new one will start next Friday.
That's right. Troy will continue theirs, a 5th straight win.
You know, if you win 7 more, you'd be the state champion.
That's all you got to look at it, isn't it?
2 games and a 5-game half season. So
that's right.
Put together 2 7-win seasons in the same year, you're doing a good job.
Yep.
2 to finish regular and 5 to win it all.
Newcomer into the Braden Seiler, who does the extra point kicks, is going to be the quarterback.
He's a sophomore, and sources have told me he's an up-and-coming quarterback. He broke his wrist. I don't know if it was his throwing hand or the other one, but nonetheless, you'll expect to see him under center next year.
Handoff.
Fumble.
That's Damian Dankworth. Loose ball. Scramble for it. And let's see who comes up with it. Sidney will get the recovery at their own 35-yard line.
Well, they get a turnover finally. Their second one of the game by Troy, much too late. But yet more repetitions, more snaps now for the second unit, if you will.
And number 19, that's Ryan Dunham, a sophomore quarterback, will come into the game for Sidney. Dunham played a little bit earlier in the year when Gordon was out with an injury. And I think we're going to take a timeout as the youngsters trying to get in the right place with 1:41 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Our score, Troy 48, Sidney 21. We'll be back right after this.
NKTelco Sports. More than 140 local high school and college games. Football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, and soccer. Support your local team with NKTelco Sports and promote your business to 250,000 households in Northwest Ohio. Call 1-888-NKTelco and get in the game.
Say we're back live as Ryan Dunham take the snap and Handed off to, I believe it's Christian Redder. Number 37. Loss of a couple yards there, make it 2nd down and 13. Looking for the signal from the sidelines as Dunham steps in. He'll take the snap, throw it down the middle. Pass is caught by
Roberts.
Roberts is in there. Oh, thinking it was Cup, number 88. It's not. Roberts with the catch. Take a look. Come back live on this.
Probably
this is the real live
yeah.
Dunham now.
Yeah.
Ryan's number 19. He's calling the signals.
And penalty.
Penalty.
Offside.
Troy.
5 yards.
Well, if you're the Troy Trojans, you got to like what you saw tonight. Coming up the interstate to an undefeated team at home, senior night, and basically put whipping on the Yellow Jackets. So a rough start to the season that Troy had, but they got a lot of confidence now. And for Sidney, it's study film, see where you can improve. You got to move on though, and the new 7-win season's got to start next Friday.
This one's on the books as Troy comes up with a 48-21 win over Sidney. Yellow Jackets' first loss of the season. Troy wins their 5th straight. We will return with a recap right after this.
I happened to pivot wrong and hurt my knee. I ended up tearing my ACL. It hit me pretty hard because I love playing lacrosse. I met my surgeon and he made me feel confident about being able to get back into playing lacrosse. They always just took such good care of me and they really were confident in what they were doing, which made me feel confident that I would be able to get back to playing lacrosse.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Troy comes away with the big win in league play in GWOC North Division as they maintain an unbeaten record in league play, and the Yellow Jackets ball for the first time. But nonetheless, Jeff, it was quite a ride so far for Sidney. They're going to have to bounce back over their next 2 games.
Yeah, you can't let this ruin your season. It's 1 loss, and although it was a little dominating loss on your home field, it'll be tough to absorb, but you got to forget and go on and learn from it. They were dominated somewhat from the get-go, never really got on track offensively, and trailed 20-0 at half, and opened up that 3rd quarter, I thought, with a nice defensive stand, got the ball back, put a drive together, got points on the board, but the kickoff return by Shoup and then the 99-yard run by Colt Bishop really squandered any real chances that Sidney had. So give credit to Troy. They answered the would-be run with 2 of their own, big ones, and that really just deflated the whole Yellow Jacket squad. So a tough loss, obviously tough way to finish your last senior regular season game at home, but they've done so much this year. You got 2 games left. You got to win 7 more, and you're bringing the gold home. You know, that's the next big prize.
Well, they need a little help in league play, but they also have to win their final 2 games to keep playoff
Correct.
hopes
Yeah,
alive,
well,
and that's a heck of accomplishment as well.
Consider yourself in the playoffs starting now.
Look, our player of the game tonight for the Sidney Yellow Jackets, a guy that's kind of underneath the radar a little bit, Caleb Harris. Jeff, he had a really nice game for Sidney tonight, and a couple of touchdown catches and all sorts of good things by Caleb.
He was around the ball a lot. He did record 2 touchdown receptions, his second and his third of the season. His first came at 2:30 in the third quarter left to go, a 20-yard pass from Gordon to Harris, and then his third one, a 3-yard pass from Gordon. Again, his second and third of the season. Also, he picked off his 4th interception of the year, and also was involved. He was in a freak play where the ball went off Taborn, caught it, gained yards there. So, and we saw him on defense as well, making some nice stops early in the second half and forcing that first punt. He was the tackler that kept the 3rd down conversion short of the line to gain, and just a good night by Harris. Unfortunately, it's on a losing note, but congratulations to Harris.
Player of the game is brought to you by NKTelco, and Caleb will receive a T-shirt for his efforts here tonight. We'd also like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game: Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental, West Staff, Hometown Opportunity, Lamb's Insurance Agency, 21st Century Kitchens, American Trim, Carriage Works, Wilson Health, Orthopedic Institute of Southwest Ohio, Kogi Plumbing, Minster Bank, Schwieterman's Pharmacy, NKT Productions, NKTelco Sports all bring you tonight's game between Sidney and Troy. We'd also like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school boys football on Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503 Friday, October the 3rd at 11 p.m. and Tuesday, October the 17th at 7 p.m. You can also watch the games on demand at nktelco.net. Also like to thank our crew tonight in the van tonight, John Quellhorst and Scott Robinson on the cameras, Ian Bollheimer, Kurt Kuffner, and Isaac Sell. I'm Dave Helmstetter, and alongside me was Jeff Henschen. Our final score from Sidney Memorial Stadium, Troy 48, Sidney 21.